Hey, did you know we're also on Spotify? You can listen to No Offsides on Spotify while you're busting out reps in the gym, driving to your next tournament, mowing the lawn to gain brownie points with your wife because you're always gone at tournaments, or while you're getting in some much needed shooting and stick handling practice. So if you're into multitasking, make sure to follow us on Spotify, where you can listen to all of our awesome content on the Spotify app. What's up, Rink Rats? It's Woody. I'm here to tell you that this week's episode is brought to you by Champion Hockey. If you're looking for quality wheels, sticks, bags, and apparel, then look no further. Champion Hockey has everything you need to look and play like a champion. Check out top-of-the-line Legacy Series sticks and wheels and upgrade your game without breaking the bank. Go to champion.hockey to purchase your gear now, and make sure to check out Champion on Instagram at Champion Hockey to stay updated with products and events. Champion Hockey. Look like a champion.
No offside.
Welcome back for a bonus episode of No Offsides, sponsored by Champion Hockey. I'm Dan Dean here with my partner Justin Wood.
What's up?
Our guest today plays professional ice hockey, 3-ice, and pro roller for Black Ice. He's a 2017 IIHF champion, 2019 SPHL champion, 2019 champion with the World Games. Holy crap, I can't read my own handwriting. And has won plenty of championships with Black Ice. We'd like to welcome to our podcast John Schiavo. How you doing, man?
Great. Thanks for having me. Excited to be on. A couple of my buddies on already, so excited to be on.
Heck yeah, man. Great to have you.
Yeah, it looks like you're sporting a new look today.
Sporting a new look. Definitely didn't want to brag about this one, but finally a hockey player. Got the missing tooth on, so get it fixed on Friday. Lost it at the end of the ice hockey season, and then just eating a little sandwich at dinner with my girl, and falls out. So got to go get it repaired.
I think it looks good.
Yeah. You should go with the Ovi pop out one.
Yeah, I asked if I could do a replaceable, but they said it's going to be a permanent again. Hopefully this one stays in.
I've been there many times. But, John, we'll get to Black Ice, but there's one thing that you usually rep when you go to tournaments, and that's best shift hockey. Tell us, what is best shift hockey, how it all started.
Yeah, totally. So my Kelly and I, when we were probably right before the pandemic, starting to really get into best shift, it was called Goodwood Hockey at the time. It was only merchandise. At the same time, I was doing camps. So with private lessons, camps, all that, we just decided to make it all one name. Best Shift Hockey is our apparel line. 85% of our business is online. 15% is like showing up to Wish Cup, doing a booth, having our storefront here in Minnesota that's at our training facility. And then the other side of the business now is Best Shift Training, which is all of our on ice, all of our off ice roller skills, all of our privates and such in Minnesota. And then we go back to New York and do camps, as well as just travel camps all around. So that's the big thing of Best Shift. It's just the same logo. It makes it a little bit easier for people to understand. So repping Best Shift Hockey, Best Shift Training, and this logo that you see all around it is what we've been rocking since around 2018, 2019, 2020 is when it really took off.
Hell yeah. And that's what you're up to right now, right?
Correct. Yep. My day in, day out is on the ice and in our gym, all skills work, shooting, stick handling, passing, working on vision, things like that. And we have from 6U all the way up to an NHL group.
Oh, wow.
Now, is this like obviously you're in the off season, right, for ice hockey. So is this like a almost Monday through Friday thing?
I wish I could say it's Monday through Friday. I think owning your own business, it's 7 days a week. I live in the gym, come home just to sleep usually. So no, I'm very blessed, very thankful for what we do every day. It's definitely not a complaint. It's exciting being there all day long. But we're working on the 4th of July when I know people here in Minnesota are on boats and hanging out. And we were getting some kids ready for wild development camp. We had some other kids that, those are their off days, so they want to come in and train, and Best Shift's always open for that. So we love that. We want to see kids waking up early. We want to see kids motivated to come train, and not family pushing them to do it. When they want to do it, we sign them up, we get them in. I was a kid that just loved it and was always training, always playing. I definitely never had to be pushed, so we love that.
And that's awesome. And you're originally New York guy?
Yep, Long Island, New York, and then transitioned here to Minnesota midway through the pandemic. So then every off season I've spent here since.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, and if you love this show, then you will also love the College Roller Foundation. The College Roller Foundation is a volunteer-run, tax-exempt 501c3 nonprofit organization that exists solely to raise and distribute funds to deserving college roller hockey student athletes in the form of scholarships. The College Roller Foundation isn't a tournament series, league, championship, governing body, or sanctioning agency, but rather works with partners to host events to raise and distribute all those dollar bills to roller players who also like to get their academia on. By raising money through donations and divvying out these scholarships to the players, the College Roller Foundation seeks to grow the game of roller in college. And if you're interested in finding more info, helping out, or donating, please visit www.collegerollerfoundation.com and make sure to follow them on Instagram at College Roller Foundation. College Roller Foundation, growing the roller game one scholarship at a time. It's time to join a revolution in roller with US Roller Cup, a premier roller hockey tournament series. The US Roller Cup is led by a passion for the sport. US Roller Cup is driven to create an unparalleled experience for players, fans, and coaches alike. With a focus on promoting roller hockey at all levels from youth to professional, we are committed to growing the game and fostering a sense of community within the roller hockey world. To find out more information, find tournaments near you, or to sign up for an upcoming tournament, go to www.usrollercup.com and be sure to follow USRC on Instagram at US Roller Cup. US Roller Cup, a revolution in roller.
And
What are the biggest differences for you between New York and Minnesota?
New York was great for me. We actually opened a small rink on my parents' property doing skills, and same setup that I have here in Minnesota, but outside. So we were really just getting into that prior to the pandemic shutting it all down. The biggest differences for me is like there's not a lot of roller. We've been really growing it. There's two places to play roller. Where in New York I was skating, whether that was at Rapid Fire or Skate Safe America, like a couple times a week. So moving here, that was the biggest difference, but it is honestly the hockey mecca. Like there is an ice hockey rink on every corner. High school hockey is so big here. So like you just see people like they can't bounce around. Like they're playing with their organization, which is their high school, all the way up, which is pretty sweet. And it gets super, super competitive. All these kids are obviously playing against each other all the time. So I don't really need to go anywhere else to get good competition. So plenty of hockey. I'd say obviously a lot more than what I was used to. And then not as much roller hockey. Actually, not any ball hockey at all, which in Long Island, that's a pretty big thing as well. I didn't play it much, but it's pretty big there as well. Good weather, so can't really complain about too much. No ocean,
Nice.
just lakes.
Oh, yeah.
well, and you're also traveling a lot for ice season in the winter when it's really cold in Minnesota. So
Exactly.
Works out.
So how often, you talk about ice career. How often is now like three ice for you? Because I mean, you're still playing three ice, right? You're bouncing around. You're always traveling. So I mean, what is your schedule like? Like when you're not at best shift hockey, what's your schedule like in the summer?
Yeah, it's craziness. I wouldn't recommend anyone doing it when they're training to stay being a professional, but we're usually at the gym 6, 7 in the morning. Got a bunch of morning groups, whether that's lifting and skills. We kind of do it at the same time, lifting off the rink, skills on the floor. Some days we start on the ice and then go to the gym. So it's usually like from that time till noon and then get like a quick break. And then sometimes hit it all the way till 10 at night. So tonight I'm in between sessions here. We go to another rink and we're doing stick handling and shooting on the ice for 2 more hours. So it kind of just varies, but every day is usually a long day. Weekends start a little bit later. The best part about all of this is, for me, is selfishly, I train with all the groups. Like, I push, especially when it's like older kids, I love pushing them. Like, the biggest thing, we have like a tally for the game of pig. I made our own shooting tarp. So we play like a war basically of pig. If I shoot one, the next person's trying to make it. And it's great. We try to keep it so competitive based, but a good family atmosphere where there's not like, there's chirping, but it's not, nothing harsh. There's never, it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's exciting to come in the next day. Everyone knows there's always going to be a little competition in the games, as well as then just working on your own creativeness, your shot form, how you're actually stick handling the puck, how smooth you could be. So it's super exciting seeing the development, but I would say that it's super, super long days. We have some awesome athletes in there. Eddie Matsushima, he played with us at the Wish Cup. He's played roller. He's from Wisconsin his whole life, so he moved close to us, so he's with us every day. We have Brooke Bryan. She plays on the pro women's team here, Ice Minnesota, as well as on the Palma team for women's. Scott Koash, he played with us at Wish Cup. He's growing in the roller scene. But our depth there every day of being with guys that play high school, D3, D1, pro, just building that atmosphere of competitiveness as well as wanting to push each other is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and it's like you can put in the work by yourself, but that the competitiveness is what kind of pushes you over the top. You need the competitiveness to push yourself to, gauge your talent. And so it's great that you have this atmosphere that it's going to, be competitive, and you allow them to kind of do some friendly chirps, and, because someone messes up, you get to chirp them a little bit, and then, they're like, oh, okay. It's all fun, and it's all part of kind of the growth of hockey, and, kind of that family sense that the hockey community and roller community in general has.
Totally.
So that's awesome to hear. Now, you've mentioned Wish Cup. Right. You've mentioned having a booth at Wish Cup. You've mentioned, all these guys that have played with you. I mean, for people who haven't participated in it, why Wish Cup?
It's just such an incredible event. It's sometimes very hard to put into words. I got a lot of Minnesota players to come to their first quote unquote big tournament like that. And right away they were like, that was what you were trying to explain. So how I try to explain it is like, a tournament that's more than just hockey, because it's for an incredible cause, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. If you know the background of Colby, Mandy, and Asher and how they got to this point, me being a close family friend to them, spending holidays with them, how big their hearts are for raising that money for such a good cause because of something they went through. And on top of it, now it's becoming an elite tournament. And I'm not shocked. It was to build this way. Like, we were at the first one where there was a handful of teams, and we've been, there by their side, seeing the progress, seeing the growth. And like, the best thing that could have happened and the most frustrating thing that could have happened to me was losing in the pro division this year, defending the title. I'm like, I want to defend it. Roadrunners comes in with an awesome team, kind of like mixed bag of different guys that they don't normally play together. I bring a mixed bag of guys every single tournament that I want to get to know and never maybe get to play with. Some guys that don't get to play pro in maybe the biggest tournaments and be on a competitive team. And Roadrunners take it, and now it opens eyes like, wow, they made some good coin, and they played in Nashville, and we played through some weather that he kept the rink going all day outside. Then you add another aspect that I think is awesome, is like those interactive booths. You have the all-star game, the skills competition, all the influencers. So it's more than just the regular tournament, because it's for such a good cause. And then there's so many things going around it that I think you see the kids' faces around, following Nasher, following Swaggy, coming to the Best Shift booth, wanting stickers, them getting their Wish Cup sticks signed. Like I said, I think it's just ultimately growing for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I'm super proud to see what they've done so far.
Yeah,
agreed.
You couldn't have put it in better words. Now, I did hear, I saw it, they are potentially putting up some sort of retractable mesh or screen. They're looking into it, so there might be progress going that way for maybe next year's event. So, but yeah, I mean, I've been there the past 2 or 3 years, and it's been awesome.
It's a great time.
Yeah, and
the other thing I would say besides the Wish Cup, like I know they did a great job on that arena, but every tournament that's going there is scared of that risk of having the rain, as well as their leagues that go on there all the time at the rink. And I don't know the details. I'm sure partially it's money and partially it's finishing the job of what they have, because I know they have things to finish with straps, and bungee's kind of how Irvine has it with the shades coming down.
Mhm.
Irvine doesn't have the weather, I don't think, that Nashville has. And one day I'm sure that will be fixed. But the way that Colby got the tournament to go off this year, I woke up the morning of our first pro game and turned my alarm off and said, there's no way we're playing today. And got a call from Margoli being like, no, everything's on time. And I was like, how? Like, how is that even possible? Now, they fought the elements. Things got a little squirrely, but like literally the best job ever. I thought we would never even play a game that day. Nevertheless, have the All-Star game. And we got everything off on a pretty reasonable time. And no one, like, even in the All-Star game, like there wasn't much to complain about. Everything got done. And I don't think anyone could believe that we played all those games that day, which was amazing. They did a great job.
And you got to think about the most iconic event that happened there was being called the has-been.
Yeah, that did happen. Super sad that happened, but it is what it is.
Wait, what?
Yeah. We're not going to put any names out there, but someone was very unhappy at the rink, and Schiavo was trying to sell a hoodie and got called a has-been.
Are they not paying attention to roller hockey?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. That happens. Hey, you know what? Can't control what people say. Just control what you do after that. So that is what it is. I'm sure it's not the last time someone's going to try to chirp me, but yeah, it came out of left field for sure. That's all right.
All I know is they must not have been watching tours. No, me and Dan were pretty impressed by your little backhand. I don't even know what to call it. Little backhand Michigan.
Backhand toe drag. Like what even you're on a breakaway. I mean, why? Like I don't know. I don't even know what I want to add, but like, what made you go?
What goes through your
doing? Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, just the confidence in all those moves for me. You see people chirping all the time. Like, oh, are you using sticky stuff or using wax or using? I'm like, no, I do this stuff in my gym every day. Like kids want to see it in our gym, right? And not only am I training my shot, I'm training those moves for the Wish Cup All-Star game. If Torres had a skills, if Narch had a skills, like I do that because I love it. And that's on my spare time. That's after I'm done training. The funny part is of that situation, I remember Jay Morrell perfectly saying it when I come to the bench, but like we're in a tie game. It doesn't, biggest tournament of the year or rec league. Like things are just going through my head, processing full speed. And if I see something, I'm going to take it. Like I literally just missed kind of like a small breakaway before that shooting. Yeah. So I was like going on the back check and saw that I had that quick break and I took off behind my guy. I got the puck. It doesn't even, not much process. It's just like, yeah, I could do this. Like I'm going to score. It doesn't really matter. Like you see guys, maybe if it's a different scenario, like someone might get upset, but to be honest, like I missed a regular shot 20 seconds before that, saw my break, cut behind the guy, and boom, backhand Michigan, it's in. And like I said, it just kind of a confidence thing, kind of just make it happen. Obviously, I love it for creativity and having kids try stuff. 0-0 game. If I missed that one, maybe I'm like, I should have probably shot it. Maybe this time I would have scored, but kind of just give and take, see where the goalie is. Having the confidence to try it, I guess, is all the practice I'm having. Whether I'm doing it in my gym on a goalie or even on an empty net, right? Just seeing what I could get away with.
Yeah, instinct kind of kicked in, huh? Yeah, I like that.
And I think the best part of the call too, though, is you got Trefty on the announcement.
That was my favorite part.
And he's like, and a great, what do you say? And a great back check, being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So
Great job not back checking hard.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, great job not back checking hard. Yeah.
I want to say I was on my way back, and then that's when I took off the other way. So my feet were going towards our net, and then I took off the other way. So
Hey,
don't say I'm cheating.
instinct.
I'm not the fastest guy, and I don't get that many breakaways. So it's not like I'm hanging out down by the hash marks all the time.
Hey, man, no, I feel you. And plus, it's roller. I mean, it's not like hanging out up top isn't a good move.
Yeah,
But,
you can always say you're stretching the D.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But I also wanted to talk about how you brought up Roadrunners winning Wish Cup and how that kind of turned heads towards Wish Cup, especially with them also winning tours. So having teams like that, having these big teams in Wish Cup like that, drawing a lot of attention to it. Have you personally noticed from being at all of them the crowd's growth?
100%. I think a lot more people knew about it the past 2 years than ever. I think a lot of people, even a lot of our Black Ice guys, discussed if we could pull it off. The hard part is like getting your full team to go to it, because it's a little early before the other tournaments. And then if you're going to 2 other tournaments, like even our Black Ice team, not every guy makes all 3 tournaments. So for me, that's a 4th one for me, where I know Tyler Kraft was there the year prior and then he didn't make it this year, but would have loved to go. As the same as we don't make a ton of Florida Cups and we want to. Like, he's doing a great job with his tournament as well in Florida, and there's not every time we can make it. So timing and getting guys to come in, but I think, yeah, it was turning a lot of heads. Obviously, the price of pro winning was definitely getting people talking from what I heard. And ultimately, yeah, it's making it a better tournament. Like I said, the Roadrunners was by far the best team. Like, everyone on paper, like, I think we beat them a little by a goal or 2 goals in the round robin. And I said like that, like, they're a legit pro team in this tournament. Like, they're legit, and that's why they took it. Good for them. And like I said, I think that's only going to push it next year for people bringing better and better teams and making the division better and better.
Exciting.
I mean, it would have been sweet to have that guitar, though.
Yeah, it would have been. We got it in AA the next weekend. Best Shift brought home one in AA, with
Nice.
a lot of Minnesota guys winning their first ever tournament. So super proud of them. And so we got the guitar at Best Shift, which is super fun. It says AA, not pro, but we're proud of that too.
Hey, championship win's a championship win, and it's not many times you get a guitar as a trophy.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was super awesome. My stepson could play the guitar, so the first day we got it home, he was rocking on it. It was awesome.
Yeah. I like that you're getting all the Minnesota guys out to play some roller.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So we have 2 skates. We have 1 league. I think you guys met Justice Foss. He runs our only league in Minnesota. It's at 2 different rinks. We only have concrete floors here right now. We're working on the tile. They have 3 divisions, which is awesome. He's been doing a great job pumping it up. We actually have a big game tomorrow, a little mid-season final, and then the rest of the season finishes. And then we have 1 other adult skate with our youth program in Minnesota, and that's in White Bear Lake with Joe Dustin. We have youth, like a tournament style, couple games for everybody, and then we do an adult skate just once a week. So it's more of like smaller group. That's a little bit on the opposite side of town of us, probably 40 minutes away from the league. So a lot of guys that don't make it, don't want to drive that far, as well as a bunch of NHL guys, AHL guys that come out and skate, throw on the wheels. It's kind of fun. So we do that like once a week, and then Justice Foss's league is 3 days a week with 3 divisions. So we're doing a great job at growing it. Those 2 gentlemen are doing a fantastic job of pushing it. And like I said, Ty will be here before we know it. I know we have some things Best Shift looking to do in the next 2 years. Pretty cool plans that just got to get moving. And I think you'll see some more teams coming out of here really soon.
That's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's always about growing a sport. So, I mean, what you do for the sport is, we appreciate it. And it's one of the reasons why we continued to message you, but you just don't check your messages. So
I do apologize for that. I had gotten, until I saw you in person, you're like, hey, you really haven't seen it. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I apologize. I'm glad I'm here now. But yeah, I probably could have been on a little bit earlier if I checked, huh?
It's all good, man. You're here. That's what we care about. Now, you travel a lot, right? And it seems like wherever you go to play hockey, you always find extra time to either shoot some content or find these cool rinks, whether they're outdoor, indoor, and you have fun with it. I mean, is that something like when you're traveling and playing that you're like, I want to go see this rink or something like that?
Totally. Like ever since I was a little kid, with my parents driving me to tournaments, I'd want to get there early just to skate somewhere. It didn't matter if it was indoor at the rink we were playing at. Even at midnight when we get there, I'd be like, hey, is the rink open? Are the games done? I want to get out there. So the content just kind of started happening naturally because I just enjoy it so much. I want to spread that love and spread that joy for how much I love playing with everybody. And then it just got more creative, more fun. I was filming a ton with Colby over the years. We were doing a bunch of fun stuff. Michael Hillebrand, he's filming with me a ton. Connor Beaupre, a guy in Minnesota, he came to the Wish Cup. So now it's gotten more creative because of our crew. Like we're all kind of brainstorming, thinking things out, sharing on all different platforms. But like one of my favorite stories, Michael and I are traveling from Minnesota to New York for a camp. And one of my good pro buddies runs a ball hockey league in Chicago area. And I was like, hey, like, let's just stop by and like check it out. Like we're going to pass through anyway. And sure enough, like me and Michael are playing in this ball hockey game. I've really never played ball hockey. It's like one of our favorite videos ever because like that's how sporadic we are in our travels. And like we end up like winning this crazy ball hockey game in a shootout, like storybook. You couldn't have made it up any better. And like people laugh when they watch it. It's a super long video. And I was like, to be honest, I wouldn't care if no one ever watched that. But like that memory that I made traveling home just to go do a camp, like we stopped, we saw an old teammate of mine. He's like, hey, let's play. I'm like, oh, let's film the whole thing. And boom, like crazy outcome, like how it all happened. We never really played ball hockey, like shoot a ball in my driveway, but like these guys are legit that play ball hockey. Even in, I think that was like BC division, right? Like they take it serious because that's their roller hockey. So I get it. Like that's their passion. And just to share the passion of hockey, put it out there for everyone to see. It's been really, really enjoyable. But yeah, everywhere we go, we try to bring a stick, bring a puck, green biscuit flying around, have our wheels on, go to an ice rink, and just kind of capture anything to have some fun, post it.
Now, do you have when you're in season for professional ice hockey, do you have your roller skates on you as well?
Always. 100%. Yeah, I've never played a pro ice hockey season without playing roller hockey or even skating roller hockey. I would say the hardest thing for me, I don't think I've ever like told anyone this, but when I'm playing in the professional ice hockey season, you go down to like 1 hour practice, 30-minute workout, and like you're done for the day, especially if you have a game the next day, right? You might do video at the rink, a lighter on ice session. Like I go crazy because I'm literally today trained people for 7 hours out of my day, and I still got 2 more to go. So the amount of touches and shots and like things I'm doing all day long with a stick in my hand, I go to the season and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm on vacation, right? Yeah. But I try to stay on after, and sometimes like they're like, go home, like you got to get off the ice, you got right, because it makes sense. They're they want to preserve you. They're paying you to perform the next night, like whatever. But even in Kansas City, I was very blessed to play there in my ECHL career. Had great bonds there, loved the Kansas City Mavericks organization, but I helped like a roller rink grow ton. Jake Ola owns the Olarama. I'd go there once a week and skate. Like if we had an off day, I'm going. If we had, a no game on one of the days and it was 2 days until a game, I'm playing their men's skate. Like, and that's just because I love it. There's literally no other reason. It makes me feel good. It gives me confidence. In Kansas City, they had some outdoor rinks. I'd go to them once a week, like just to be in the sun, skating around, shooting pucks, stick handling. Like I said, it was like the opposite of what I'm used to, because all day at best shift, I have a stick in my hand. I'm stick handling, messing around, playing pig with the group. Then I'm on the ice. Then I'm So it's like you could literally go from so many touches, so many shots, so many things to like completely slowing down. So even coaching during the season, something I've done over the years, but definitely could be frowned upon because that's your full-time thing. That's what they want you to focus on, and I totally get that and respect that.
Heck yeah. When you're talking about doing all the training and everything through best shifts, you're kind of making me jealous. That's
Totally.
awesome, man, to be able to be on the rink that much.
Totally. No, super, super, super blessed. And like I said, it's just building the culture that we have is what makes it better than ever. Like when I go in every single day and open the doors, turn on the lights, even some days if I'm on the ice first and I go there and the gym is buzzing, like there's no better feeling. It's so awesome. It's so cool. And the cool part is we actually have a lot of outer towners coming now to train and such. So anyone that's listening to this or you guys ever want to come up, check it out, get some training in, have some fun. It's cool. I want to keep spreading that love and that culture to everyone of what I see every day and get it out there to everybody.
Love it.
Love it.
We'll take you up on that.
Yeah. Now, before we move on to our final topic, I have to ask you this one question. What is the gym music that you play?
Ooh.
It's crazy. So it goes from a regular country mix some days, which is kind of odd, but everyone's into it, to the big booty mix.
Okay.
That is like the top search on our iPad that's in the gym every single day. We have this old boom box. We plug it into the iPad. We have to have that little Apple converter just to get it to work. And it's cranked up, and that's usually it. It's crazy. Every day I pretty much know every word to all of the mixes now at this point.
Yes.
We got a ton of younger girls groups, which has been super exciting, especially with P-Dub Minnesota team just winning here. So a bunch of our girls groups have been coming in. Their two top playlists right now are Taylor Swift, by far number one, and then number two is Katy Perry, which to me was shocking at the time, but those are the two girls side mixes. So pretty cool.
I believe
awesome. That. Yeah. Now, final topic, roller hockey. We got to talk black ice, right? You guys had a strong round robin at Tours. Then you ran into a car shield team that seemed like they were finding their footing in round robin and had some very close games with just about every single team they played. And you can't sleep on them. So, you guys kind of came up short once because they found their legs come playoffs, right? I mean, it was unfortunate. You probably don't ever want to play car shield first round.
No, I mean, you have to get through Roadrunners or Car Shield or whoever in that first round. So I love that you say that, but you're going to run into the best team at some point. And I think we cruise so good through the round robin and we're all vibing. I don't know if we had been down in any of those games. I don't remember exactly on that, but like we were cruising. Our power play was cruising. Everything was cruising. And we get to that morning game. And obviously, those are the days we live for, do or die. And we just didn't come out how we came out every game in the round robin. The second they got up, we started changing our game. And, one long shift turned into a couple tough turnovers, which turned into forcing the next play. And like we never ended up really even testing Reds, even though he's an absolutely incredible goalie. Like even our power play, like we weren't clicking. And we could all look back and blame it on 10 different things, but like they were going to win that game even if we scored two. Like that's just how the game was going. And I believe in that. Like when you feel it after the game and you're like, they had us today. Like that was what it was. I would say most days we definitely bring better. There's not many games where we don't even score. Like that was the other icing on the cake. It's like, well, Chinny, man, you played great all tournament. Like, what are you going to do? Like if you kept it at 1-0, we didn't have a goal. And I think Car Shield has been building to that. They're a good team. We've been playing them for so long. So many great players on the team. Games get feisty, get physical. I mean, we're all heavy player. We want to play in that championship game. We want to play in that final. So I think we're we battled them, just not how we normally battle them. And hopefully that gives us the spark for the next two tournaments. And we want to be in the final and lose, which is just as bad, but especially in tours where I thought we could have done a lot better going into the finals at least, and then, rolling the dice. Like I said, I think this will give us the spark for the next tournaments, but nothing specific. Didn't have a goal in the game, which is never going to help anyone. But I think everyone played so good in the round robin, which builds my confidence for the next tournament and makes me really excited. I mean, I know we're always in the hunt, and we got some dogs on our team that are always ready to go. So we'll be back. We'll be back better at Narch. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, you have Narch coming up. Was it 2 weekends, right?
Yeah.
And so you have, which actually looks like a pretty solid 15-team pro division, right? You got France in there. You got OC Blades. You can't sleep on many of those teams. And so, also you got to look at it too. I think I could be wrong, but looking at that many teams and looking at how many teams make playoffs, it's probably going to come down to, and I kind of want your opinion on this, your goal differential, or I can't remember if Narch changes it up and goes for goals against, right? So you might have to play a more defensive game than you would at like Tours or State Wars, because there's so many teams, and that cutoff I feel like is going to come down to a tiebreaker, because there's going to be so many teams that you can't load up, the newer teams with all the top teams, because then other teams kind of get easier schedules. So
100%. Yeah, and that's kind of the only way to manage it. I know they're trying to do the best that they can on that scheduling, and for sure it's going to come down to that, which has happened the past couple of years at Narch, which makes it super, super exciting. I think we come out and have game by game great round robin and just focus on the next one. We know we need to have a better run in the playoffs. So even if we played a great round robin or an okay round robin, we know that when it counts is when we really need to show up and do it. So I haven't seen the teams we play yet. I know the schedule is out, but those four round robins are huge to build for that playoff, and to know that this is going to be a longer run than Tours.
Yeah, and the one thing you got to go in, which I'm sure Black Ice goes in every day, is you win and you're into the playoffs, right? So that's all that matters.
Correct. And I would also say, which some other teams would probably agree to, when we play some teams, we get their best. We get their best most times, which is great for us. Exciting for those tournaments when you're playing. You want everyone's best anyway, and that's going to make you more ready for the playoffs. So whoever we get in the round robin is always, you just never know these days. Some of these teams stack up and you get there and you're like, oh, wow, look at this. So really excited for the round robin. Love going to Irvine. Super excited to get back going. It feels like we've had off a little while, and to me that semifinal still stings. So want to be running at Narch with that.
Yeah. And you guys are going for the three-peat?
Believe so. So.
We got the three-peat, going for the three-peat there at Narch. Now there is a second Black Ice team now that just has come up into the pro scene this year, and curious on, they had some really close games. All their round robin games were pretty close, right? And they looked really good for a brand new team into the pro scene. I mean, what are your thoughts on them?
I love it. I think it's awesome to have this younger group coming up. I mean, to be totally truthful, right? A lot of us are getting a little bit older. I think our pizzazz is still there, but we were once them, and now them getting a chance. And the way they performed in that round robin was nothing like the stats showed. So I hope other people got to witness that, because I was even talking to Jay and Tyler Kraft, and I was like, man, they got something. Like, I know they play other divisions together. They win those other divisions, but the pro division's another beast. And seeing how they stuck in games, seeing how they were working their butts off, that was super exciting to see those close scores. Yeah. And, not coming out on top. Like, you got to take your licks in the beginning. But it's really cool for the Black Ice culture to have this next group coming up. And for what I hope for Jason as well as Nick with Conics is that they stay together. I think that's the biggest thing. You build that chemistry. You work your way up. Luckily, I've been on basically 2 pro teams when I went from Next Generation to Black Ice, and Black Ice is very picky. Like we have a lot of the same guys, and I respect that because that's what builds you getting better and better, getting that chemistry and showing up to the tournament feeling the same. And I hope the same for this younger Black Ice, as well as you could see their passion. Like they were hungry. They were really hungry, which made it exciting to watch.
Yeah, and and you get a lot of new teams, right? That will, when they feel overwhelmed, they end up dropping back into kind of the box, right? But they stayed in man on man the entire game with top teams, and so to me, being a spectator and watching them play, it was they already seemed like they might be ahead of the curve, and they it seems like a lot of the new teams take. And I always bring up Roadrunners because they took a beating the first couple of years that they were in pro and with the team they have now, right? But they figured it out, and so I don't see them being any different. And they may take a couple licks because usually those new teams get some tough schedules, but I personally have high hopes for them.
Yeah, I love how fast they were playing. That's like
Yeah,
the best to watch. I think it's great for the game. The sitting back, like I know what makes you win, or like hanging out behind the net, that wins championships for sure. Like
yeah.
don't get me wrong. But what people want to see is the high pace. So like them playing so tight man on man most of those games, that's where they got some of their chances. I know they missed a lot of shots like that could have helped them in some of those games, but it was just exciting to see their pressure, exciting to see them push the pace and not sit back. Like you said, they didn't sit back at all, which was super, super impressive to watch, especially in a new environment in pro.
Yeah.
Do you end up getting to play games against them, like Black Ice 1 versus Black Ice 2?
At any of the tournaments, I don't believe so. Like I said, I didn't see this Narch schedule yet. I know it's out. But I know a lot of the guys at home on Long Island. If I was there, I'm sure we'd all be playing against each other, guys that are local.
Yeah.
But at the tournaments, I don't know if we'll run into each other.
Yeah, I meant just kind of like outside of the tournaments, if those guys that are out there, if they're all playing against each other, just to kind of keep everyone.
Yeah, a little
tuned up.
practice. Yeah, I think them Roadrunners, our regular Black Ice team, a lot of the guys that are on Long Island, especially Rapid Fire Arena being like the homestead there, whether that's playing their Pi-Ha season. I know they got a couple great men's leagues going on. So like when I was there, that's 100% what I was in. So I know guys like Coslow and Billy and KJ are all out there, practicing, and they're playing against whether that's Joey and who, so it's definitely the spot where they're training and playing league night and things like that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Now, before we let you go, we asked everyone this. New State Wars format, right? Top 8 that make playoffs, are safe for the next year. But now you have a relegation system, right? Everyone behind top 8 now have to go and relegate and play Thursday, Friday before pro starts on the weekend. What are your thoughts on that?
I haven't thought much about it. I just heard from someone here in Minnesota that plays on the Skittles that they were in it, and I was like, oh, that's shocking. So I just heard basically all of how that worked really recent. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's something might as well try. Yeah. The interesting part's like who's going to get out of that, and then how tired are you for the main event, if that's what you want to call it. I'm always up for seeing change, and I know they want to make it a really strict pro division on like the top teams, kind of like no giveaway games, which is a hard thing at any of these tournaments with the amount of teams we get, and some of the teams you run into are super, super tough. So I'm interested to see how it works. Like I said, excited for the change. I'm excited for those teams to battle it out and kind of set the tone for the rest of the tournament, which is cool. But we'll definitely see how it goes. Sorry.
Pepper.
Yeah. Well, John, we appreciate you joining us today. I know you have to leave soon. So we appreciate you coming on to a bonus episode with us and spending your free time with us.
Hell yeah.
For sure. That was a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So, as usual, if you're forechecking and roller hopping, don't let up because there's no offsides. I'm Dan Dean.
Sure. I'm Justin Wood.
John, appreciate it. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
guys. See you at the next tourney.
Absolutely.
See you, man.